Good afternoon. Welcome to a discussion that is section 377 of Indian Penal Code. So what exactly is this section and what is this IPC? Does it made by India or by some other foreign rulers? In fact, IPC was prepared by the British during the year 1860s. And since then, that IPC is present. And in that IPC, one concept is section 377. So now the point is that whether that section 377 is applicable in the Indian society even today or not. As of today, as the facts are going on, section 377 is very much applicable in India even today. But what exactly is this 377? Under this particular section 377, the sex between the persons, whether it is consensual or anything, if those persons are of the same sex, that is a crime. Meaning criminalizing the people who are involved in the unusual concepts which may be against the nature. Whether it is against the nature or whether this particular behavior is considered to be a mental disorder or it is a genetical disorder. So these are all the separate questions. But under this IPC section 377, the basic idea is that criminalizing the persons with the same sex involving these particular activities. Of course, during the 1860s, that may be a valid one. Is it valid even today also? Most of the countries in the world, they have decriminalized this. But even today, there are 20 countries in the world which are looking at this as a criminal activity. So in India also, for a quite long period of time, lots of discussion is going on this particular one. See here, for example, in one of the classes, I was talking about the LGBT community. LGBT stands for, L stands for lesbians, G stands for gay, B for bisexual, and T for transgenders. So here the concept is that so the people who involve who belong to the same category, maybe two males or two females, so they are involved in the sexual activities. If those two individuals are adults and if there is a consensus between them and if they involved in the sex activity, should it be considered and should it be accepted? So that is the basic idea as of today. So but this section 377, it is very much clearly saying that these people must be penalized. But after long discussion in the year 2009, Delhi High Court gave a verdict and it said that this is nothing but the decriminalized, meaning section 377 is of no value today and the people should be permitted to have their own life according to their interest. I'm talking exclusively about the people who belong to the LGBT community. So during that time, the people who feared and who were scared to reveal their identity, so many people have come out and they have revealed their identity so that they belong to the LGBT community category. So obviously what happened? So with the verdict of the Delhi court, so the lots of boost has come to such category and they came open and they expressed that they belong to LGBT community. So because the court has come into the picture, the court has given the directions, obviously, so they can involve in these activities very freely. So that was the basic idea. But immediately it has been challenged before the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court of India, it has withheld the judgment that is given by the Delhi High Court. And the Supreme Court again upheld the section 377, meaning under 377, this is nothing but it is a criminal activity. So it was a big shock for them. Immediately after that, some review petitions have been filed in the Supreme Court, but Supreme Court have rejected all of them in the year 2014. And now this community is facing a threat that they may be arrested and criminal cases may be lodged against them. Obviously, there is a possibility. Now, what happened? Yesterday, eight curative petitions have been filed in the Supreme Court. What do you mean by the curative petition? When it comes to the curative petition, this is considered to be the last judicial resort that is available. Last judicial resort that is available for the redressal of grievance in the court. Is that okay? It is the last one. Because of any reason, if the Supreme Court rejects the curative petition, that is the end of the show. You cannot do anything. So that is called the curative petition. And luckily, yesterday, the Supreme Court of India has accepted the curative petitions. And the Chief Justice of India, he was pointing out so many things. So what is the constitutionality in this one? So meaning, whatever the judgment that was given by the Supreme Court in the year 2013 is being re-examined today. According to some people, there were certain mistakes that were given by the Supreme Court in the year 2013. Now the judiciary, the topmost judiciary in the country, has agreed and accepted to refer this issue to the larger bench. Very soon, the Chief Justice of India is going to constitute five-judge bench. Five-judge bench. And kindly remember this one. Whenever we talk about the five-judge bench, this is the constitutional bench. So according to the CJI, some constitutional issues are involved in this. Now, so what exactly is this? So that is a point of the discussion for us today. Certain articles are involved in this. Say, for example, article number 14, equality before law. Equality before law, every person should be treated equally. But what about the section? Now, if I am talking only about the LGBT, the entire society is divided into two categories. One is non-LGBT and second one is the LGBT. So non-LGBT section is very, very large in India, and there is a section called LGBT. Now, how do you discriminate? Is the discrimination permitted under the Constitution? Obviously no. That is point number one. Number two, just because a person comes out and says that he belongs to LGBT community, do you arrest him? Do you arrest him? Meaning, is it not the violation of Article number 19 of the Constitution? Freedom of speech and expression. Can't the person say that he belongs to so and so community and his expression is this, his desires are such? Is it a crime? Second question. Third article which is involved in this one is article number 21, which talks about the right to life. So what is this? So under this right to life, can't a person live freely according to his own will and wishes? Are these not the violation of the fundamental rights of the people who belong to the LGBT community? So these are the issues that were raised by the petitioners yesterday under 8 curative petitions, and luckily for them, all petitions were accepted by the Supreme Court, and these are being referred to a constitutional bench, a larger bench, where it is going to give the final verdict. Generally, what happens whenever you talk about the curative petitions, generally the curative petitions are heard in judges' chambers. Judges' chambers, that is called in camera. In camera, meaning only the petitioners will be there, the judges will be there, they will listen to the arguments and they will give the judgments. But in the very rarest of the rare cases, again, you will have the open court hearing, meaning all the people who are interested, they may be present in that particular chamber. But in this case, what is going to happen, whether it is going to be in camera proceedings or open court proceedings, so we have to wait and watch. But the good moment for the people who belong to LGBT community is that Supreme Court has agreed. That's the reason why the people who belong to this category, so they have expressed their happiness. Fine, but everything is present in the hands of the Supreme Court now. Clear? And so many political parties, of course, they are divided on this the basis of the religion. So many political parties, like so many religious groups, rather, these people, some people are welcomed the move that was taken by the Supreme Court, and some people are this rejecting. But what are the points why people are supporting, why the people are rejecting, and what is the stance that is going to be taken by the Supreme Court of India? We have to wait and watch. But I have some information with me now. I would like to show you that information and we'll have the discussion. Clear? So these are all the points important for the examination. You must follow this, and kindly see it. You need not go by anybody's argument. Since we are preparing for the civil service examination, as I was telling you every time, that you need to have the balanced approach. For getting the balanced approach, first thing what we should understand is that we should have the constitutional knowledge. Just blindly you cannot say this. Whatever the demands are there from LGBT community, they are good, they should be accepted. You cannot say that. So whatever the demands that are putting forward by LGBT community should not be accepted. You are not expected to say like that. So because you are going to be a civil servant, first of all, you need to understand the subject in a very, very broad manner. That too under the umbrella of the Constitution of India. At the same time, our traditions should also be taken into consideration. And at the same time, you should also look at the world. What other advanced countries are doing? Why India can't do this? What will happen? Right? Is the present day is important? Are our traditions and values are important? You need to make a balance on this. Am I clear? Just because a person belongs to LGBT community, you cannot say that that person is bad. Right? Understanding the feelings of that person is also very, very important. Whether it is genetical disorder or mental disorder, or it's a natural process, all these points are the matters of discussion. Is that okay? So now I would like to open the document and show you the document, and let's have a discussion on this. Please look at the document. I'm opening it now. Look at this. The Supreme Court on February 2nd, 2016, yesterday only, it has agreed to re-examine its verdict on homosexuality and referred the matter to a 5-judge constitution bench. Kindly remember, like there was a question in civil service examination sometime back. The question given by UPSC is that how many judges must be there in a constitutional bench? Kindly remember, answer is 5. Minimum 5 judges must be there. It may be more than that, no problem. Am I clear? Now, so again, you have to remember, please, various topics will come into our discussion when we are discussing any particular topic. That's the reason why you need to have the broader concepts. Look at this. What Apex Court said. According to the Apex Court yesterday, there are important constitutional questions involved in this issue relating to decriminalizing consensual gay sex within the privacy of a house. So these are all the important constitutional questions. And the Supreme Court was hearing a curative petition yesterday. And for your information, I have given here what is a curative petition. Please read this one. I already explained you. A curative petition is the last judicial resort available for the redressal of grievances in a court, which is normally decided by judges in chamber. Within their rooms, it may be decided. But in rare cases, such petitions are given an open court hearing. What exactly is going to happen in this particular case? So we have to wait and watch. Look at this. The bench was headed by Chief Justice T.S. Thakur, kindly remember the name, gentlemen, had agreed to hear the curative petition filed by gay rights activist and NGO NAS Foundation against the Apex Court's December 11th, 2013 judgment upholding the validity of the Section 377. This is very, very, very important. Delhi High Court has nullified Section 377, but the Supreme Court of India upheld the Section 377. Is that okay? It talks about the unnatural sexual offences of IPC and the January 2014 order by which it has dismissed a bunch of review petitions. Very, very important. Supreme Court nullified the judgments of the Delhi High Court and it upheld the validity of the Section 377. After that, bunch of review petitions were filed before the Supreme Court and Supreme Court dismissed all those review petitions. The only one, the last one that is available for these people is the curative petition, and luckily the court has accepted this. Look at this last paragraph. The gay rights activist had said thousands of those people from the LGBT community became open. Very, very important. Previously, they used to maintain that as a very secrecy. Lots of secrecy they used to maintain. But once the judgments of the Delhi High Court came in the year 2009, LGBT community became open about their sexual identity during the past 4 years. After the High Court decriminalized gay sex, and they were now facing the threat of being prosecuted. Obviously, because the judgment came in their favor, they became open. Now they are facing the threat after the judgment of the Supreme Court in 2013 because they may be prosecuted. And they have submitted that criminalizing gay sex amounts to the violation of the fundamental rights of the LGBT community. So during our constitutional discussion, we have already seen what are these fundamental rights. And fundamental rights are applicable for all the citizens equally. There should not be any discrimination. Is that okay? If a foreigner is coming, some fundamental rights may not be applicable to a foreigner, but as far as the citizens of India is concerned, all the citizens in the country will enjoy the fundamental rights equally. But now there is a threat to the violation of the fundamental rights of those people who belong to the LGBT community. What are the articles you are talking about? Article 14, Article 19, and Article 21. These are the things that I have explained you now. These are the points that have been taken by the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court referred the same issue to the larger bench. Now we need to wait for the larger bench, what it is going to say. Is that okay? Instead of doing all these things, some people will say that Parliament should have taken a bold step. Parliament should have taken a bold step and Parliament could have amended our IPC, remove Section 377, decriminalize. But why are you not doing this? That's the reason why. So these are the important issues that what we are going to talk about this. Clear? Now, look at this. So now we are going further. Points to ponder. I want you to think on all these things. How 1816 law is valid today. Right? This law was made in the year 1860. Now the question is that we are asking how is it valid today? What is the validity of this law when slavery was still legal during 1860s? Another question I am posing is that how homosexuality is a crime? When the sexual activity between two adults is not a crime if it is consensual sex. If it is not a crime, how come homosexuality, meaning the persons who belong to the same sex, how is it a crime? And if you are saying that it is a crime, is it not the violation of the fundamental right? Is that okay? So you need to understand very broadly first, then you can come to a conclusion on this. I will show you some more points. Same-sex relations is legal in more than 20 countries. Is legal in more than 20 countries. Look at this. Is it the time to decriminalize Section 377 and uphold Delhi High Court verdict? Is it the time? Think very broadly, then you can come to a conclusion. Don't try to blindly close the statements, please. Okay? So now if you want to think on this one, you can also think that is it a genetic disorder or is it a behavioral problem, right? If the society is divided, can we dare to deny the rights of a section? Society is divided. Just now I was telling you, we have a section called LGBT community. Just because the society is divided, can we deny the rights of that section in the society? Is it okay? Is homosexuality is against the law of the nature? The sex between the persons of same category, either males or females, is it against the law of the nature? Look at this. Is section 377 against the articles 19 and 21 of the Indian Constitution? For that reason, I want you to read article 19 and 21 thoroughly, then come back, then think on this. Is the section 377 unconstitutional? Should the apex court scrap section 377 of IPC? Meaning you need to think on these lines. Why our politicians are silent on section 377? Some people are speaking either for or against section 377. Why most of the politicians are silent on this? Look at this. Is the consensual sex among the adults of the same sex is a crime? When consensual sex among the adults of two different sex is not a crime, how come it's a crime when they belong to the same sex? So this is another question that is being posed. Second, last one is the how the attraction is against the order of the natures. How the attraction is against the order of the natures. Okay. Hopefully you got some idea on section 377, and so many questions I have posed and I put in front of you. But again, I'm telling you, don't come to a conclusion blindly. Don't try to reject it. Don't try to accept it so blindly. I want you to think and have a balanced view, which is possible only by understanding the society, which is possible only by understanding the desires and ideas of those people who belong to LGBT community. And above all, you need to understand the constitutionality behind this. Is that okay? For that reason, I want you to read the article 19 and 21 and also try to understand the society. Then you start thinking, and your thinking will be the most beautiful thinking in the world. Is it okay? This is how you need to think. Is it okay? Think and keep always in mind that you are going to be the civil servant. You need to have the balanced approach. Is it okay? Don't deny anything just like that. Don't accept anything just like that. You have to be balanced. Is it okay? And with this note, let me end the session today. And I thank you all for being with me this afternoon. And I'll see you in the next class. And please have very good lunch. Thank you so much.